I discovered that my parents have been lying to me about my food allergies for my entire life. Am I justified if I cut them out of my life?
What?
Ever since I, 19 female, was a little girl, my parents, 50s, have told me that I'm allergic to both milk and chocolate. The story goes that I broke into severe hives on my very first Halloween. My mom had given me some milk chocolate, and I had to be rushed to the hospital with hives and breathing problems, where I was diagnosed with both chocolate and milk allergies. Ever since then, I have never been allowed to eat anything containing chocolate or cow's milk. Over the summer, one of my college friends from out of state invited me to stay with her for a few weeks. While I was in her state, I decided to use the opportunity to visit my grandmother and aunt, who I haven't been able to see since I was a young child. My aunt was thrilled to see me, and we spent a whole day hiking and just catching up. When we stopped for lunch, my aunt pulled out some granola bars, but they had chocolate in them, so I couldn't eat them. I told her that I was allergic to chocolate, and she was stunned. My aunt told me that I had never been allergic to chocolate and that my mom was lying to me. She told me the story of how I had gotten ill from daycare and my mom had tried to sue the daycare owner for some stupid reason that no one was sure of. My mom was pissed off because she thought the daycare owner was flirting with my dad and she wanted to get the daycare shut down.
Oh,
My mom then invented the story about me and the chocolate at the Halloween party. She made sure not to tell the daycare about the fake allergy and then waited for the daycare to feed me food with chocolate in it so that she could sue.
oh my God.
When that didn't work out, my mom then invented a story about me being allergic to milk. My aunt tried to call her out on it, but my mom stopped speaking to her, and that silence has continued until the present. Needless to say, I was stunned. I wanted so badly to believe that my mom was telling the truth and that my aunt was lying. I waited until we got back to my aunt's house and I took a bite of one of the granola bars. I was not allergic at all. I was very upset and decided to call my dad. Our conversation was so crazy and out of nowhere that I don't know what else to do but type it out. The conversation went like this. Me. Dad, were you aware that I'm not actually allergic to chocolate and milk like you and Mom have told me? My dad. Don't be ridiculous. You've never been able to eat chocolate without a reaction. Why would we make that up? Me. I'm not trying to accuse you of making it up. I'm just asking if you're aware that I do not have the allergy. I just ate some chocolate and I didn't have a reaction to it. Did I ever get allergy tests done? My dad. I will have to ask your mother. I'm upset that you are trying to call us liars over this. Me. When did I say anyone was lying? What are you talking about? My mom then jumped into the conversation over the speakerphone. My mom. Honey, don't you remember when you had hives at your 10th birthday party? Your friend had given you a Tootsie Pop and you were allergic to the chocolate.
Tootsie Pops don't have chocolate, are they?
Some of them have chocolate on the inside.
Oh.
Me. Mom, I never had a 10th birthday party, and I don't know what you were talking about. I was just curious if I ever had a real allergy test done for chocolate, because I was just able to eat some without a reaction. I'm just trying to figure out if I can eat chocolate or not now. My mom. I don't know why you need to know if you had a test or not. You can't eat chocolate because we say you can't eat chocolate. You're being a little liar right now. How dare you say we never gave you a birthday party that year? You've always been ungrateful. Now you can't even remember the party we gave you? Me. Mom, I know I never had a 10th birthday party because I was at summer camp. Why are you trying to make me believe that I did? My mom then started screaming at me and I just hung up on the phone because it was so loud and I couldn't hear any individual words. I silenced my phone and watched as she proceeded to call me 40 times in a row. The entire time my aunt was watching in horror. My aunt then gave me a hug and told me that this is why she doesn't have a relationship with my mother. My mom always does this. Lied to people and then tried to convince them it was the truth. I'm very upset about the entire situation. The conversation was simply one of the craziest things I've seen, and I don't know who these people are anymore. It creeped me out, and I don't think I ever want to talk to them again, or else they will try to turn on me. Am I right in wanting to cut these people out of my life?
Yeah. You are so very right. Run like hell.
So this is an update that comes in 3 months later. It's been a while, but I felt the need to update because my mom purchased a one-way ticket to Crazy Town after I made my first
Oh,
post.
God.
To summarize what I found out in my last post, I am not allergic to chocolate. Chocolate is amazing, and I am now addicted to the chocolate waterfall at Golden Corral. I am not allergic to milk. I am mildly lactose intolerant, but I was always told it was an allergy to a protein in the milk. I can drink lactate with no issues. I had an allergy test done, and it confirmed that I am not allergic to anything except for pollen and some animal dander. My mom is a psycho.
Yep.
After I made my original post, I decided that I was going to cut contact with my parents except through email. My mom called me over 1,000 times the first week, and I eventually had to get a new phone and simply stopped answering the old phone and let the battery in it die. To put this in perspective, she used to call me 2 to 3 times a week, and this sudden increase was pure insanity. Since my mom knew where my dorm was located on campus, I requested to be moved into one of the more private dorm buildings because I was concerned for my privacy. I didn't tell anyone except my college friends about the move, and I had thought that everything would be fine. Everything was fine for a few weeks until I got a call from one of the professors to help tutor one of the new students. My school has a master tutor list, and any student can call the tutors and arrange for help for free. Us tutors are paid by the school. I told the professor that I would meet the student in the library in a few, and I grabbed my books and walked over to the library. Lo and behold, the new student was my mom.
Oh, my God.
My mother decided that she would enroll in classes as a student in order to contact me. When I saw her, I froze and immediately tried to leave the library, but she followed me outside and wouldn't leave me alone. I eventually managed to duck into one of the fraternity apartments and was able to lose her, but she has been basically stalking me on campus ever since. I tried to report her to the school, but the campus police told me that since she never made any threats, there's nothing I can do. I tried reporting her to the normal police as well, but was told the same thing. My mom has not left me any voicemails or texts or anything at all that I can use to prove what she's doing. My RA has ensured that my mom is banned from my dorm building as only upperclassmen are allowed, and my mom is technically a freshman. But beyond that, I am running out of options. My mom posted on Facebook that she is signing up for the same classes as I need to complete my major next semester. She posted her schedule, and we are in one of the same classes.
Oh.
I don't know what else I can do to stop the crazy. She claims that she didn't do anything to hurt me and that I am just lying about the chocolate and the milk allergies. My aunt had to go out of the country for work, and I feel so alone with dealing with all of this. My dad has basically ditched and moved out of my mom's house, and I haven't been able to get in contact with him either. Any ideas for how to stop the crazy?
Wait, so her dad left her mom?
So, another update comes a week later, and she posts it in a different subreddit under r/raise my narcissist. Trigger warning for talks of suicide. Hi there, this is my first time posting here because I was hesitant to give my mom the narcissist label. That being said, I don't really have a better term to describe her behavior, and a ton of people pointed me to this subreddit after I posted on r/relationships about my mom. To summarize, my mom and dad lied to me and told me I had allergies for chocolate and milk. I believed them for years until I met my estranged aunt and she spilled the beans and revealed the web of lies created by my mother. I decided to go no contact with my parents, and my mom snapped and enrolled at my university and was basically stalking me and enrolling in the same classes I need for the next semester. I contacted the student affairs department and they arranged a meeting between myself and my mom regarding the stalking. At the meeting, the administrator heard both sides of our stories and pretty much caught my mom in another lie. My mom had her best poker face on and tried to claim that she hadn't contacted me in months. She denied that she called me repeatedly, denied that she even tried to get tutoring from me, denied everything she did. She tried to act like she was the victim and that I was just a mean and disrespectful daughter who hated her mom. Honestly, like if you were the mom, why deny? Just say, yeah, I saw my daughter was a tutor. I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to learn. And that's when I produced my iPhone and showed the administrator the call log from when my mom called me
Am I the asshole for not wanting to contribute money to home renovations? I am so sorry this is so long, but I really need advice and I didn't know where else to go. My boyfriend, 36, and I, 32, have been together for 5 years. After a year of dating, he decided to sell the house he owned and move into an in-law suite in his mom's basement. I agreed to move in with him, but we both agreed this would be a temporary decision. Our plan was to stay there for a year before purchasing our own home together. I have my own savings and we would plan to split the down payment evenly, or 60-40, depending on how much the down payment was. At the time, he made double my salary. Since then, I've been promoted and make about $20,000 less than him. A year later, we started shopping for a house. After multiple offers, we were constantly being outbid and decided to wait a little longer. Around this time, he started talking about the idea of buying his mom's house. I did not want this. I've never loved the idea of living with his mom. She's not bad, but I'd made it clear in the beginning that I would not invest my money in a home that wasn't completely ours. If we bought his mom's house, we'd be responsible for all of the bills while she lived in the house for free. She would also be on the deed. We would talk about this a lot and I would always shut it down. He said he was going to do it regardless of what I wanted, and this was an opportunity that he couldn't skip out on. I told him that was fine, if that's what he wanted. He could buy the house by himself and I wouldn't be contributing.
Mm-hmm.
He was well aware of this. In November 2024, it was official. He would be purchasing his mom's home. We switched living spaces. We moved upstairs to the main floor. His mom moved to the in-law suite. So far, it hasn't been so bad. His plan is to purchase the house for what his mom owes, and he has tossed around the idea of adding an addition to the house with a garage and an extra living space above the garage, or build a standalone garage on the property and remodel the inside of the house, update a kitchen, knock down a wall, installing central air, new flooring, updated bathroom. Here's where I may be the asshole. 2 days ago, he mentioned the house and the renovations. He asked me if I was willing to contribute any of my savings to the cost, estimating around $150 to $200K. I told him no, since my name was not going to be on the deed. His reply was that it wasn't fair that I would get to enjoy all of the renovations and not contribute to any of it. I told him I pay to live there. I would help pay for utilities and help with the mortgage. But I wasn't going to deplete my savings for capital investment I would never financially benefit from. If he were to sell the house in the future, I would never get any of that money back. He told me that I wanted specific renovations done, a sliding door with a new deck off the kitchen. But when I mentioned that I thought that would be nice, his reply was that he was thinking of doing the same thing. So I assumed it was something he also wanted. After a few minutes of him going on about it, I told him whether I was living in the house or not, he would still get to enjoy the renovations, and I didn't think it was fair that he would expect me to give him a larger sum of money for a house that belongs to him and his mom, but not me. He said I was a huge asshole and hasn't spoken to me since. We are not married. He knows I want marriage. We both agreed if we ever did get married, we would get a prenup. Whatever is his before the marriage would stay his, whatever was mine would stay mine, and whatever was ours would be ours. But if he owns the house without me, and something were to happen to our relationship, then he would have no legal obligation to pay me back. I need to know, am I wrong for thinking this way? I've never asked him for anything. I pay my share to live there, and I pay my own bills. I buy all of the groceries for the house with little to no help from him. I cook, clean, do all the laundry, and take care of his dog 75% of the time, again, with little to no help from him. I work full-time and recently went back to school and earned a master's degree. I just don't understand why he would expect me to dish out money on house renovations that legally don't belong to me. If I would go through with funding a renovation, is there a way around this where he would be obligated to pay me back if the relationship would go south? Any advice would be helpful.